we'll end off the evening with a story about a girl, Pawnee Medicine Girl. From the point, there was over 500 different types of tribes across North America. And this Pawnee girl, she didn't like to play with kids her age. She liked to go out to the forest. She liked to sit underneath a beautiful tree. A tree listening to the birds, listening to the wind, rustling the leaves. And every day she came back from that meditation by the tree, and she had an intuitive feeling about how to cure people, how to help people. Somebody came to her with a headache. She intuitively knew what tree to go to, and she pulled back the bark and made a paste and poured the paste on top of that forehead. And that person immediately was relieved of the headache. Everybody loved this girl, except for one person in the village. It was the medicine woman. And the medicine woman was thinking to herself, this girl, she's taken away all my business. Everybody's coming to her for their medicine. Nobody's coming to me anymore. I can't let that happen. And so one night, the medicine woman went to the teepee of the girl, and she brought with her a chanupa. You've heard of a peace pipe. And so this peace pipe, this chanupa, they sat down together, and they smoked the chanupa back and forth all night long. And the power of the chanupa is in honoring the four directions. And the direction of the east brings strength, and the direction of the south brings growth, and the direction of the west brings dreams and visions, and the direction of the north brings the determination to carry out the dreams and the visions that you have from the west. And so they smoked that pipe back and forth all night long, drawing in the powers of the four directions. Now what you do with that power, that's up to you. Most people use it for good, some for bad. And this medicine woman, she sent the poison into the pipe. And the next morning, that girl, she felt awfully sick. She felt her head dizzy. Her head was breaking apart. Now, she didn't want to bother anybody. She thought, let me go to my sacred tree and sit there and meditate and heal myself. And so the girl wandered into the forest, heading for that sacred tree of hers. And she went deeper and deeper, but she was so delirious, so dizzy. She lost her way. She didn't know which way to turn. And finally, she collapsed on the earth. And she lay there all day long and all night long. And the next day, she felt somebody nudging her. And she looked up, and there was a big black elk. And the elk said, little girl, you better be getting back to your folks. They're probably worried about you. And then the blue jay came flying down from the sky, and this girl, I know this girl, she comes to the tree where I live. She's a very special girl. She needs help. We gotta get her some help. And so she climbed on the back of the black elk, and they followed the blue jay deeper and deeper into the forest. And they came to a section of the forest where hardly anybody ever goes. And once a month, all of the animals come there for a powwow, to beat the drums and to shake the rattles and to honor each other and to honor the Great Spirit. And then the blue jay came flying in. My friends, you know me. I take your message from one part of the forest to the other. I'm always helping you out. Now I need your help. I brought you this girl, this little fragile girl. She needs your help. And then they all invited the girl in. And the white beaver laid the girl down in the middle of the teepee. And they all gathered around and started to beat their drums and shake their rattles. And they did this all night long. And at the break of day, they threw open the flap of the teepee. You know, the Native Americans, they always faced the flap of the teepee to the east. Because then, when they throw open the flap, that rays of the morning sun can come streaming on in. And those rays bring with them energy, strength. And those rays started dancing on the girl's eyelids. And she opened her eyes and looked around. She sat up and she let out a big smile. And all the animals cheered for joy that they had this saved this girl from a horrible, horrible death. Now the white beaver came over. Little girl, you better be getting back to your folks. They're probably worried about you. But you know what? The funny thing? The girl, she didn't want to go back to her folks just yet. She pleaded with the animals, please, let me stay with you. Let me learn your secrets. Let me learn your ways. And so they allowed her to stay with them, to learn their secrets and their ways. And then one day the white beaver came and brought with him his own chanupa, his own peace pipe. And he gave it to the girl as a gift and said, you know, the last time you smoked the peace pipe without that medicine woman, and she sent the poison into the pipe and nearly killed you. Now you take my pipe back and you smoke my pipe with that medicine woman. And when she got back to her village, everybody was so happy to see her, except for that medicine woman. That medicine woman was thinking, this girl, she didn't die. No, I sent a powerful poison. She didn't die, but I'm going to get her yet. And the girl smiled and she said, my friend, come to my teepee tonight and we'll smoke the pipe of the white beaver. So the medicine woman was ready. She's going to send all of her venom into the pipe. And so that night they smoked the pipe all night long, back and forth. And as the pipe was being passed one to another, that medicine woman, she felt a strange sensation on her shoulders. And it grew heavier and heavier and heavier. That sensation was weighing her down. It was driving her into the ground, and she couldn't take it another minute. And she jumped up and ran out of the teepee into the dead of night, screaming at the top of her lungs. And the night swallowed her up, and she was never seen again. There was a special medicine of the pipe from the white beaver. It was the medicine of the boomerang, that whatever you send into the pipe, it doesn't go out to the other person. No, it comes right back to you. So that medicine woman who was sending out hatred, who was sending out anger and jealousy, it didn't attack the girl. No, it came right back to her. And she felt the weight of her own hatred and her own anger. But the medicine girl, she sent love into the pipe, and she got that love in return. And she became the chief medicine woman of her tribe. And eventually, after a long time, she shared with her people the secrets and the mysteries the animals shared with her when she was living with them in the forest. Thank you. Hare Krishna.